Okay, hopefully that's recording. Okay, awesome. So, as I mentioned, we have a pretty short agenda. So first on the agenda, we just have approving the minutes from the May meeting. If you all had a chance to look at those.
Motion to approve those minutes.
Second.
Okay, great. Any opposed? All right, awesome. We will do that then. Okay, and then next on the agenda was reviewing and updating the rating and ranking. As you'll recall, we did that already in May, and we approved that with a couple changes. Those changes being that we upped the maximum award to $300,000 rather than $22,250. Whew, that was really difficult. So that we could hopefully get some help people get their projects, going as costs are going up. The other change we made was requiring applicants to meet with me in December so that I can review the status of their application. And then we also added Erta and Lake Point to our list of cities. So we approved that, but then DWS reached out. There's an opportunity for us to put a clause into our policies and procedures that would allow us to, if we have unspent funds like we did this last year, hopefully give us an opportunity to hold on to those funds. And if we need to use them, we can use them throughout the year rather than right up front giving them back to DWS. And what it basically would be contingency funds. So if we have funds left over, we can go to the projects, and if they need more money, we can use those contingency funds to the projects that we already awarded to help them, again, with rising costs and unforeseen costs and things like that throughout the year. So I thought that was worthwhile enough for us to go back, add that in, and approve our rating and ranking for a second time. But wanted to have a little discussion with you guys, see how you felt about it. And then one other thing, if we move forward with that, we need to decide is how do we decide which projects will get those contingency funds? Do we want to do that based on from top to bottom, ranked 1 through whatever, or do we want to look at percent of match? Whoever has the highest percent of match will have first claim to those monies, or how we want to do that. So what are your thoughts?
I like either option. What about ones that have a multi-year award? If we used it, well, that means they've already hit their max, right? So if we used it for them to free up more money the next year.
Oh, that's a good, we could put that first. And if there's no 2-year projects, move on to percent match or something.
I like the percent match just because it means they have more skin in the game.
Right. Any other thoughts or ideas, different ways we could prioritize projects that get contingency funds?
I like that idea there. Can't we use that overage now to do the multi-year?
Yes, we can. Yes, that's a good point. Yes, we can do that already.
Okay.
But I think we should still specify that we'll prioritize those projects first, and then.
Hey, I got you.
All right. All right. So we were just talking about narrows and contingency funds. I briefly mentioned it on Tuesday to you. So basically, we just are inserting a clause that says after all projects are awarded and funded, if we have leftover funds, we're going to reserve those as contingency funds and be allowed to give those already awarded projects additional money over our limit, over what they asked for. And so the conversation is just how do we prioritize which projects get the contingency funds? And so far, seems like the leading prevailing thought is that first we prioritize multi-year projects if there are any, and give them additional funding so that we cut down on our spend for the next year. And then if there aren't any multi-year projects that could use additional funds, we would prioritize awarded projects based on the percent match that that applicant paid. Or, yeah.
That sounds good.
Okay. Well, if there's no further discussion,
Christie,
I will entertain.
let me,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
so an applicant gets $300,000 awarded to them, which is now the maximum, correct? And they have a 50% match, and they're the highest match, and there's $100,000 left over. So does that participant can we offer that 100,000 to that participant?
Yeah, and then we don't have to offer the whole amount. You know, if we wanted to, if they didn't need that whole amount, or, you know, and then we can just move down the list on percent match and see.
Even though that
could you need
that
one
may put them over the maximum 300,000 per year. Okay.
Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, if we have that in our policies, then we can do that. Which we do have it in our policy already, and that's how we give like the multi-year projects additional funds. Sometimes.
Okay.
Mayor Allen, are you suggesting maybe we have a max? Like we give them a max additional 20 to 30,000 and then move down the list from there?
Now that might be an idea. Thing is, you've got all your paperwork done. You've got all your, you know exactly how much you need. So I don't know if maybe we do give everybody a fair shake at it. Maybe.
The thing I worry about with that is that if we say, we'll give you a max up to $20,000 additional, like what if we have $100,000 left over and we don't have 5 projects, or we
Right.
don't have multiple projects that need it? Then we're limiting ourselves. Like we give you 20 extra, but now we still have 80 sitting in the bank.
Could we ask the people that apply to just kind of give us an idea of how they would use that extra money? And then evaluate that as to who would need it the most. I mean, there may be a project. Well, you can only apply for 300,000, but I could assure you, everybody can use extra money. But in order to finish a project, maybe there's some projects that need it more than others.
Yeah. Oh, you're right, John.
Yeah, we do have to be objective and specific in our policies on what we would prioritize. So if I understand what you're saying correctly, Mayor, we'd have a priority list that says is this for engineering, or is this for materials, or
exactly. I mean, if someone said, gosh, I'm going to get 300,000, but man, if I had the extra 50,000, it wouldn't come from our, that might be a lot more beneficial to someone like that than someone that's saying, oh, good, we got another $50,000. Now we can plant rose bushes instead of grass.
Yeah, I think that the extra money would allow them to change their original scope of work.
Oh, okay. That
makes sense.
Now that makes sense. Can we, I like your cap. Is that you, Rachel, that wants cap? What if we cap 100,000 and then go down the list? And if if there's no more, then we go back up to the first one again. And
Yeah. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, I don't
okay.
want to limit our options.
how much do we
Yeah,
have left?
we'll start with an initial offer of 100,000. And then if we get all the way down the list and everyone takes some and we still have some left over, then we'll go back up and.
Let's do that. Well, I like that.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, and then did we want to, in order of who we ask first, did we want to do highest ranked or highest percent match?
Highest rank.
Well, I would think, I mean, that's how those initial committee put first. But that's the highest priority.
No, that's true.
Yeah, that's a good point. And match is already considered in the scoring. And so if they already have a high match, then they already got more points.
Right.
Okay.
That's a great point. Who first suggested highest match?
That was me. I was just throwing it out there.
Oh, okay. What do you think? What was your reasoning compared to John's is doing the highest rank against the highest match? Are you okay with highest rank?
Yeah, absolutely. The only reason why I thought of it as an option is because we have a policy that if two projects are tied in points, ranked the exact same, the tie would go to the applicant with the highest match. And so it just, something I thought I'd float.
I see.
The match is already in the initial application.
Yeah. Well, let's keep it simple then. Let's go highest rank. Keep it simple.
Okay.
And do 100,000 max.
All right, that sounds good. If there's no more discussion, I'm looking for someone to make a motion to approve the rating and ranking with the addition of the allowance of contingency funds up to $100,000 per round. If there's leftover money, go back through the rounds until all the money is allocated, starting with the highest rank.
So moved.
Second, Mayor Allen.
Awesome. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. Okay, and the last couple of items on the agenda is the how to apply workshop. I just want to run a date by you all and make sure there's no large conflicting things that you're aware of in your region that might prevent applicants from coming. And I was looking at October 5th at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Yeah. So I'll schedule it from like 3 to 5, but it generally doesn't go that long.
I think that worked.
That's the how-to?
Yeah.
Okay.
That works for everybody?
Well, works for me. I don't know if it works for my how-to person. But I will surely.
But like you don't have any.
Oh.
Just making sure that there's not like a council meeting or some meeting they would have to in your communities.
Yeah, that will be okay. Well, let's see. Yeah, that's okay.
That works for us.
Awesome. Well, I will get those invitations sent out this week, so people can get it on their calendars. And then last but not least, the past 2-3 years, we've canceled the November RRC meeting. We just don't have a ton to talk about in November, so I just wanted to float that by you guys, see if you'll miss us all by then and you want to meet, or if you're okay with canceling the November meeting.
If needed, can we meet like a half hour before the how to play? I mean, I don't know that we need to
Yep.
meet. We're coming to that
Yep.
anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if something comes up and we need to meet, I will, reach back out and see if, you can still come to that meeting. But if not, then we'll tentatively cancel the November meeting.
Sounds good.
Okay. I have November 21st on my calendar as a tentative date right now.
Yep, that would be the date. We just send out at the beginning of each year, we just send out annual, like all the meeting notices. But yeah, so if we cancel it, I will get that taken off your calendar.
Okay. That would be great. And Christy, do you have a CDBG policy on your calendar for September 20th for you and I?
I do.
Okay.
Yep.
Double checking. Okay.
Yep, I will be there.
Okay. Just want to make sure. September 20th. Okay.
Okay, yeah, and if we feel there's something important that we need to update the group on, you and I can discuss, if we want to do a November meeting, or if we could just send it in an email, or
Okay.
what the best course of action for sharing that is.
Okay.
Okay, as promised, this is a short meeting. Unless any of you have any questions or things you'd like to discuss, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Come on, you guys. Let's get out of here.
Awesome. Thank you all. Thanks for being flexible and coming on a Thursday.
Thanks, Chris.
And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Hey, thanks, Christy. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Christy.
Bye-bye.